Hey guys, it's V here again, and today I bring to you Pam's behind the camera. Pam's having a little vertigo today. She's a little bobble-headed today.
So if it's a little bit, yeah.
So if the camera starts shaking, it's not me, it's Pam. But anyways, today I bring you a dish, and it's called Sabji Lababdar. Now I know that's a mouthful, but I'll tell you the meaning. It just means, Sabji means veggies, and Lababdar means to surrender. So basically, the veggies surrender to the flavor. That's the meaning of the dish. There's a little bit of history to this. Pam's laughing, but I was excited about this because this is, you'll find this if you go to India sometime. You'll find this in most restaurants. They would have something like this in some form of, animal protein or whatever. But I'm making this completely vegan, oil-free. I've added a few twists and turns to make it 50-50 compliant. And I'm going to give you the history while I'm cooking. So let me just tell you what all I have here. In this bowl, I have bay leaves, 2 bay leaves. That's half a cinnamon stick. And I have some nutmeg that I'm just going to grate. I have 1 teaspoon of black peppercorns. I have 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. I have 1 teaspoon of cloves, and that's 2 cardamom pods in there. And this is about 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. And this is 2 tablespoons of oats. Now, if you are not doing the 50-50 combine, I would say right here, you could minus this, and you could add about 1/4 cup of cashews or even sunflower seeds, whatever you want. But because we are staying away from the fat and everything, so I have oats here. And over here I have ginger, and the ginger is about a total of, I would say, 3 inches, and that's a whole bulb of garlic. I have some tofu here. That was about 3/4 of the tofu. I have bell pepper, the yellow bell pepper, carrots,
and that
onions.
was 2 carrots, right?
Yeah, this is 2 carrots, onions,
and half an onion.
Half an onion. And this is, I got this from Trader Joe's. It's the triple colored cauliflower. It was in the frozen department. You can find it. I just thought that's a good way to add color in, and I wanted cauliflower for this
But if you
recipe.
couldn't find it, you could just use a head of fresh cauliflower.
Yes, you can even use broccoli.
You just
for
wouldn't
the recipe.
have the color.
Yeah. And you can even do the broccoli and cauliflower. You can go half and half, whichever way. And this is about 5 tomatoes, and I have about half a jalapeno that I cut up
under there.
Yes, seeded. I took out all the seeds, so it's not super spicy. So now we're gonna make, all these are gonna cook in the sauce. So we're gonna make the sauce first. Okay. So I have my pan heating up here. What I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start adding my the hard spices, and you don't have to worry about cutting the tomatoes and ginger garlic in a specific way, because we are gonna soften them and blend them up. So here we are. I'm going in with the bay leaves and the cinnamon.
And that will be an interesting flavor, because I don't think I've seen you use cinnamon.
Yeah, I don't use it that much. And I have my cloves going in. I'm gonna open up my cardamom pods and then put them in, and they're easy. They just break through and you're good to go. And this one's
say that.
Yeah.
I say that.
I think I'm gonna add 1 more pod of cardamom. I feel like that
was a little small. They were a little smaller.
I'm gonna add the cardamom. I added the coriander. See, now I said it, and now it's hard to come out. Peppercorns, my cumin seeds. I'm gonna grate some nutmeg in here. Let me start moving this. So I would say about 1/4 to half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I'm gonna put my oats in here, and everything. I'm just gonna keep tossing this around, make sure everything is toasted up. So now I'll give you the little history about this recipe. So So before the Britishers conquered India, the Mughals were there. Mughals have mostly from, you know, they're the Muslims, mostly came from the Pakistan side and stuff like that. But anyways, those people they're really rich on flavors like this, like the having the cinnamon, the cloves and stuff like that. Whereas the Indian cooking doesn't necessarily have a lot of those. So this recipe is like when the Mughals conquered India, both the cultures, their food kind of came together. So this recipe, that's where it originated from. So it's kind of half Mughlai and half Indian. So that's where all the flavor profile is coming from. And you can see the recipe itself, the spices, it's really bold on flavor. Not necessarily spicy, but the flavor wise, the seasoning wise, it's really, and I can smell this. Can you smell it? Mm-hmm. As you know, as everything is toasting here, I'm sure Pam can understand why the dish means what it means, to surrender the flavor. But I was really excited about this recipe because I have had it when I was a meat eater. I've had it, and I never thought of it, but about a week ago, and I was like, I could make that. I could do better. I could make it 50-50. Mm-hmm. So here I have it for you guys, and I think this is gonna be an interesting recipe for you guys to try. And most of these things that I'm using are available in the supermarkets now. There's nothing that you cannot find in here. And if you're not going to the supermarket right now, you can order it on Amazon. So you have plenty of options, but you should try this. It's a really good recipe. So now my spices have toasted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my ginger garlic, and I'm gonna add my tomatoes as well. So I think I'm gonna cut the ginger down just a little bit. And I have about 1 cup of water with me. So I'll see how it goes. Let me get all of this out of my way. I'm gonna cut the ginger, just making it smaller. I think ginger tends to blend better when it's a little smaller. I'm gonna put all my garlic cloves in there and let it roast. And it smells even better now, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And what I'm gonna do is, I got my tomatoes over here. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a little bit. And if you can use gluten-free oats for this, or if you are not doing it, you can put some coconut milk to finish it off if you're not doing 50-50, or but yeah, coconut milk is a good way to finish it off. So maybe if you're when you're done, when everything is done cooking, about 1/4 cup of coconut milk, full fat, of course, that would make it delicious. But we are making it delicious without all the added fat too. I think it's just we've become used to it now. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, It sometimes I do have cravings, and I do have my cravings are mostly limited to I guess teas and stuff like that. But yeah, every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I wish I could eat something sweet right now. But fruit usually helps. I just grab like a handful of cherries or something like that, and then I'm fine. So now I'm starting to hear things pop. So I'm gonna add my tomatoes and jalapenos. Can smell it more now.
Yep, it smells good.
And now I'm gonna add the whole cup of water in here. And I'm gonna let everything boil for like at least 5 minutes so everything can soften a little bit. And then I'm gonna blend it up, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do next. Alright guys, we're back, and this has been simmering for like, not simmering, on medium heat for about 10 minutes. And I can see that everything is softened.
Smooshing.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm gonna put all, I am gonna take out this big piece of cinnamon, and
yeah, that probably
I'm gonna discard it because it's just gonna make everything bitter. So, but the rest of it goes in my blender. Now while I put this in the blender, I'm gonna put my veggies in here, and you know,
let them start cooking.
Yeah, let them start cooking, and then I'll add the sauce in there and let them. I'm gonna cook them halfway on their own and then halfway in the sauce. And especially the cauliflower, because the cauliflower is gonna need more cooking than the other veggies. So I am gonna put a little bit of cinnamon powder in here though. I feel like since I discarded that, I should reimburse it back, I guess.
Reimburse it.
Reimburse my sauce. I'm sorry, it's just a little bit hot.
Yeah, I just didn't want you to catch your on fire.
All right, so just a little bit of cinnamon powder, not too much.
So just like a pinch.
Yeah.
I mean, just a tad bit.
Just a tad bit. And I'm gonna pulse this up, but so the same pan that I cooked up the spices in, I see one coriander, by the way. I'm gonna add my cauliflower to it, and I'm just gonna give it a minute or two so it's frozen, so it's not gonna take much time to cook really. I feel like when stuff is frozen, it doesn't take much time to cook. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on here, just a little bit. And I'm gonna let this give it, you know, I'm gonna cover it up and leave it for 5 minutes. Okay guys, so I blended up the stuff. Look at that color. The color is just so nice.
Yeah.
And it smells really good. Like, no joke, it smells really good. So now I did put my cauliflower in.
Did you say no joke?
No joke.
No joke.
No joke. And as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit of a color. So I'm gonna add the rest of my veggies in here. And these veggies aren't gonna take a lot of time to cook. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just toss them around, and I'm gonna add the tofu in as well, and then I'm gonna add the
sauce.
The sauce. I don't want to say gravy because Pam does not like that. So.
Yeah, gravy just sounds like a meat thing.
Yeah, so what I am going to do is I'm going to add some spices here. I know there's a bunch of spices in there, but we got to...
About a half a teaspoon of salt?
Yeah. And I'm going to put some turmeric.
That's maybe a quarter teaspoon.
Yeah. And just a little bit of coriander powder. Just a little bit. Not much. And just toss everything up. I'm gonna add the tofu in here. And what I'm gonna do now is add the sauce. I'm gonna add some water. I have about a cup of water. I think I'm gonna add the whole thing. Do you do that? Do you try to get everything out of the blender?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna toss everything around. I don't think it needs more liquid than what it has, but if it does,
because you don't have beans in there that are gonna absorb the liquid.
Yeah.
This is vegetables, so.
So I'm gonna let this cook. I'll give it about 5-10 minutes I'm gonna let it cook, and that way all the flavors can come together. And then we're gonna come back and finish everything up. So on medium for 10 minutes. Okay guys, so while the veggies are cooking, I'm putting out my finishing touches. So this is dry fenugreek leaves. Now, this does add a whole layer of flavor, but if you don't have it, that's fine. But you can get it online as well. It's dry fenugreek leaves, and that's about a little less than a tablespoon. And this is 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. And the reason I'm adding this is because usually when this dish is made, they add the homemade form of some cheese that it's called paneer. That's what they add. So I just want to give it a cheesy flavor, so I'm going to add that. I have half a lemon. I have some fresh cilantro leaves, and I have maple syrup. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of maple syrup. So these are going to be my finishing touches to the dish when it's done.
Sounds good.
Guys, okay. All right, so the veggies, the cauliflower seems cooked through because it's starting to come apart, but the rest of the veggies, if I don't want them super tender, I want them to give me some bit of a crunch. So I'm gonna start adding my finishing touches, which is the dry fenugreek leaves, and here's my nutritional yeast. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of maple syrup. And the reason for the maple syrup is just because there's so many spices in there. Not like hot spices, but you know, other spices.
Different flavors.
Yeah. So maple syrup, you know, adding some kind of sweet just brings it all together. Like, you know. So just one tablespoon of that, not much. And then I have my half a lemon. I am gonna squeeze every bit I can from it, so. And then I'm just gonna mix this up.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. And now let's bring it over.
Now, will your kids eat this? Are they good with
They are.
with
you know,
like big chunks of onion and big chunks of vegetables?
Yeah, because sometimes I do leave the big chunks in. So
Yeah.
And adding the turmeric, you can see the tofu has picked up some of the turmeric.
The color,
can see,
yeah.
But it smells really good. The dish itself smells really good. So I'm just gonna plate a little bit and show you guys how I'm gonna finish it off. And I'm just gonna add some cilantro to it. And there you go. There you have it. It smells really good.
It does.
It's too hot to dig in, but
It looks really good too.
yeah. But try this out and see how you guys like it. Tell me about it. I have one more recipe in the working. I'm still figuring it out, but I'll bring it out. But it's a korma recipe. I was telling Pam about it. I'm trying to work on it, but try this out. Tell us how you like it, and we will be back with more videos. Until then, check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Down below, just click subscribe, like us, share the video, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.